What's going on, Jerome's? So I've had a couple hours to digest what the hell just went on Monday Night Football, and initially I was angry, where it's like I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed, and also I'm a little mad at the Vikings just dropping one at home in a spot where they really could have solidified their playoff ambitions and taken care of things at home, and also the crooked Chicago Bears are no great shakes, but the Vikings just decided to. Here you go. Literally giving the game away. Josh Dobbs 4 interceptions, and it was a tough day all around. But it all comes back to Kevin O'Connell. And Kevin O'Connell, like he's on scholarship because of the 13-4 season. Also, injuries with Kirk and Justin Jefferson definitely gives him a little bit of leeway. And I want to believe in Kevin O'Connell. I really do. Like, he seems like an awesome dude, and the things that he did with Jaron Hall early on and Josh Dobbs early on is great. But and also like him, building up the culture of positivity and the whole Ted Lasso thing, and like PJ Fleck, except actually good. That's great. But I'm seriously wondering if Kevin O'Connell has the killer instinct needed to be a successful head coach, and I'm legitimately worried because over the last 10 quarters of football, Kevin O'Connell has played not to lose, and he's lost or nearly lost. And the whole thing in the Saints game, Josh Dobbs lighting things up in the first half. The offense is looking fantastic. It's looking like a blowout at home over the Saints. But then Kevin O'Connell puckered. And in the second half, the Saints came marching all the way back. Jameis doing Jameis things. I can't even be mad at Jameis because Jameis is so freaking hilarious, man. But the Vikings nearly lost that game. I mean, the Saints had a shot towards the end, turned into a one-score game when the Vikings should have won that game by 30, right? It is what it is. And then on the road against Denver, the Vikings settling for field goals, the Vikings having turnovers, and the Vikings defense playing fantastic, but if you let a team hang around, if you don't put them away, and that comes down to offensive play calling, that comes down to really going for it, that comes down to not settling for field goals once you get in range. And Denver, they had a shot and they made a play. It happens, right? And the Vikings defense, again, all the turnovers by Dobbs, all the turnovers by Madison, and it's just so frustrating that the defense got blamed for those last two games, right? Because, I mean, the Vikings, you're at home, you don't allow a touchdown to your opponent, you hold them to about 300 yards, and you only allow 12 points. You should win. Like, if your defense does that, you should win, right? And it's so stupid and obtuse and reductive and narrow-minded to be like, well, they should have gotten a stop on their last drive, or, oh, they should have stopped Russell Wilson from getting a touchdown. Yes. But in the modern NFL, like, there's no such thing as a shutdown defense anymore, bro. Right? So the Vikings, it's completely unfair that Flores and the defense got put in those spots where they have to be a hero, where they have to be perfect, like that much margin for error. No, it comes down to Kevin O'Connell, and it comes down to the offense where, yes, you were without Justin Jefferson, the best wide receiver in the game. That sucks, but also you won 5 games without him. Yes. And also, by the way, you had a higher points per game, well, before Monday night, without Justin Jefferson. As well as, yes, you're down Kirk Cousins. But what Kevin O'Connell did early on with Jaron Hall, as well as with Josh Dobbs, was amazing. But the offense has just gotten so inert over the last 2 games. It's almost like Kevin O'Connell and Josh Dobbs are overthinking things. And the game plan against the Bears was inexcusable, where Josh Dobbs' greatest asset, he's not a drop-back passer. Well, we know that for sure, as well as decision-making a little bit spotty. But his best asset is his running ability. And the fact that Kevin O'Connell is not using that, it's just inexcusable. And the Vikings did use that in the Cardinals game when they were making things up as they go. As well as the first half of the Saints game, it was looking really damn good. But since then, Kevin O'Connell has puckered. And where are the read options? Where are the RPOs? Where are the bootlegs and half rollouts? Where are the plays where Dobbs gets on the perimeter and has a really easy read of single read or go and just take off running? Like, where's that stress being put on the defense? It ain't there. And I tell you what, Matt Eberflus of the Bears and Vance Joseph, Vance Refrigeration of the Broncos, they need to send a fruit basket to Kevin O'Connell for thanks, or like a muffin basket. some sort of thank you basket to Kevin O'Connell for not utilizing Josh Dobbs' running ability, because it made their life that much easier. It's so stupid. And yes, Dobbs deserves to be fired, but also Kevin O'Connell did him zero favors. And also, the whole play calling after the Vikings defense yet again stepped up and did great things. And Metellus forcing that fumble, that Barr recovered. The Vikings up 10-9, 3 minutes to go. Bears have 2 timeouts. A first down basically ends the game. First down ends the game. And the Bears defense, the run defense is pretty damn solid. You run up the middle twice, and then you throw a low percentage screen out to Powell, which, by the way, Kevin O'Connell needs to never call another screen pass again, because they all go for like 2 yards or negative yardage. It's ridiculous. But the Vikings, give Dobbs a chance, man. Like we said, what about the rollout options? What about those plays? What about bootlegs? What about the waggles? What about giving him a spot where it's an easy throw for a first down, or you take off and run and you keep the clock running, or they have to burn timeouts and you can get positive yardage out of it? Where is all that? That was probably the worst 3 plays of play calling that we've seen in a long time. And we've survived the Kubiaks, we've survived Norv Turner, we've survived John DeFilippo. We've survived a lot, man. And it's just ridiculous. And I'm worried. I'm worried that Flores and this defense, there's going to start being animosity, because the defense, the casual fan is blaming the defense because, they couldn't get a stop at the end of games. But that's what's happening, even though it's been on the offense. It's been on Kevin O'Connell coaching cowardly football. Now, I'm not ready to call him a coward or a bad coach, but he's been coaching poorly over the last 10 quarters. And they got to fix things. And during the bye week, Kevin O'Connell and this coaching staff, take a little time off. Get your mind right, or I'll get it right for you. Sometimes I miss him, but only sometimes. But again, I do have faith in Kevin O'Connell, but he's got to take this to heart. And overall, Kevin O'Connell and Kwesi have done well in that they learn from their mistakes. And Kevin O'Connell has to understand that coaching gutless football, like in the second half against the Saints and the Broncos game and the Bears game, is going to cost this team wins. And Kevin O'Connell directly lost the game against the Bears. He did. And his decision-making cost the game against the Broncos. It did. And the Vikings could easily be 8-4. In fact, they should be 8-4 if they had any intestinal fortitude and leadership. But they don't right now. And, well, again, the Vikings should beat the Raiders. The Vikings should beat the Bengals. But we'll see what happens. Could be extremely dicey in that spot. And I know that people can fall back. Well, they didn't have Jefferson and they don't have Kirk Cousins. No excuses. None. Both the Broncos and the Bears games should have been wins. But Kevin O'Connell decided not to. That's what it comes down to, man. Anyways, that's it. A little bit of a raw, real rant on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Let us know your thoughts on our thoughts in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Once both the work, put a little something in the Venmo. But till next time, Skol, production value.